my lovelies. I am so excited. We are leaving tomorrow to fly to Vancouver, and we're going to spend a day in Vancouver on Sunday, and then on Monday we are leaving on a Disney Alaskan cruise, and I am so excited for this cruise. We are finishing up some last minute packing tonight and tomorrow morning before we head to the airport and we start heading out to Vancouver. And as I am going through and I'm packing everything up for my trip, I thought it would be really fun, since I'm already doing it anyway, to just create a quick video and just show packing my makeup for the trip. And so I'm going to go through and show a little bit of my thought and my process behind choosing the makeup that I want to take on the trip. And then I'm going to just sit down and I've got my makeup bag. I'm going to go ahead and put all the products in there to show you what all I'm taking on the trip and get all of that packed and ready to go for tomorrow. So I'm so excited to get to share this. This is going to be kind of a kickoff. Last year, my husband and I actually went on a Royal Caribbean cruise on the Grandeur of the Seas, and I did a Chatty Get Ready With Me series. And I had a couple of you mention that you really enjoyed that series and that you wanted to see us on another cruise. And so I'm really excited. We happen to be going on another one. We're going with my parents, and we are really excited to be able to go to Alaska with them. And so I decided to go ahead and do another Chatty Get Ready With Me series for this cruise as well. So this is kind of the kickoff. We're going to pack and get ready, and then throughout the week, as I'm getting ready for each day and we're getting ready for all of the adventures that we're going to have in Alaska, I'm going to go through as I'm putting my makeup on and just do a Chatty Get Ready With Me, sharing some pictures and videos and just stories from our trip. So I hope that you enjoy this kickoff to the series and the series itself. I'm so excited to get to experience all of this with you and to get to share all of our adventures with you. So right now we're going to go ahead and just get all of the makeup packed, and we're going to get ready for this trip. So come along with me and let's make up the rules. As I've been getting ready and packing for our cruise next week, I have gone through and decided what outfits I wanted to wear. I took a look at each one of the days of our trip, and I looked at if it was a sea day, a day with an excursion, maybe it has the formal night or the frozen night, and I decided to pack all of my outfits first. And now I went through and I picked out makeup that was going to match each one of those outfits and just have everything nice and coordinated. And so for my makeup, what I ended up doing was I started a note in the Notes app on my phone, and in that app, and I'm going to pop that up on the screen, just a little screen grab of it so you can see what my process was. But in that app, I went in and I listed out all of my everyday products first, all the ones that I use every day, things like my moisturizer, my concealer, my foundation, my setting spray, the things that don't change from day to day, just so that way I would have a reminder of all the different things that I need to take for every day of the trip. And then underneath that, I went by day. And so I started out and I listed Vancouver because we are flying to Vancouver on Saturday, tomorrow. And then after that on Sunday, we're going to be there for a whole day, and we're doing a hop on, hop off trolley and just getting to explore the city. And so I decided to choose some makeup that was going to be good for that particular day. And then after that, I looked at the Disney Cruise Line app that we have our itinerary for the entire trip, and I looked at each one of those days, and that's where I chose the day numbers. So day 1 is going to be embarkation day, and so on. And so for each day, I listed out what the day was. I listed out the featured palette or palettes that I was going to use, and then underneath that, I have a description of the look that I'm going to create. So just a little reminder for myself of what I'm planning to do with each one of these palettes to match the outfits that I'm wearing. And that way when we're on the cruise, I can just pull each thing out. I know exactly what I'm wearing each day, and there's not going to be a lot of confusion for me, and I can really just relax and enjoy the cruise. And then under that, I listed out all of the specific products that I was wearing per day. So like I said, up at the top, I have all of my everyday products that I wear every single day. But then for each individual day, I have certain products that might change a little bit based on the shading and the coloring of what I'm wearing. So things like my blush, my highlighter, my mascara, my eyeliner, things like that are going to change a little bit depending on what I'm wearing. I have those listed individually for each day as well. well. So that way I have everything that I'm planning to wear in that day all listed out. I know exactly which products I'm using. I've got a nice, good, solid plan. And that way, as I'm going through my Chatty Get Ready With Me series and listing products underneath each video, I'll have a reminder of what I used each day as well. And so that is just a little bit of my thought process and my planning and how I got everything ready for this cruise. So I'm really excited to take a look at all of the products that we're going to take on the trip. So let's get packing. This is my makeup bag that I'm going to be taking on the trip. It's from Estee Lauder. It is a makeup bag that one of my husband's coworkers gave to us, and she just didn't need it anymore. And it's really cute. It's a really nice size. It's got some cute little gold glitter on it. And so this is what I'm going to use to pack all my makeup. I'm going to open it up, and this one doesn't have really any compartments inside. It's just really one big compartment. So I'm just going to kind of fill everything in here. And so I'm going to start with some of the bigger items first, and then I'm going to be moving more into some of the smaller items just so we can kind of fill in. So I'm going to start with my eyeshadow palettes. I am taking 5 eyeshadow palettes on this trip. The first one that I'm going to take is the new Gourmand Girl Summer Ween palette. This one is really pretty. It has some beautiful shades in here. It is really bright and fun. I do have a full dedicated video on this if you're interested. And mostly I'm taking this one for the pinks, the purples, and the grays. This one is just going to be really bright and vibrant for a few outfits that I'm wearing on the trip. So I've got the Summer Ween palette. And then I am taking a brand new one that I just got from Danielle Skin 27's Instagram birthday giveaway. And this was one of the small Nomad palettes that was included in that giveaway. And this is the Canadian Rockies at YXC palette. And this one is really cute. Let me see if I can pop it open and show you the color story. And I almost wasn't going to bring this one, and then I started thinking, well, we are flying to Vancouver, and what better time to wear a Canada themed palette than when we are in Canada. And so I decided that I was going to take this one, and when we are in Vancouver on Sunday and we do the hop on hop off trolley, I'm going to wear this palette. So I think that one's really cute and it's going to be great for this trip. So I'm going to put my little protective sleeve back in there to keep it protected while we are on the plane and traveling. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the palette back into my box. And then I'm going to go ahead and pack that one. The next one is going to be from Nomad Cosmetics. This is the Polar Express palette. This one is really pretty. I'm definitely going up to Alaska even in July. I'm expecting it's going to be a little bit chillier, and it's going to, they're going to have a lot of kind of Frozen themed things. One of their big shows that they have on the ship is going to be Frozen, and then there is a Freezing the Night Away party. So I really have a lot of kind of wintry Frozen themed palettes. The rest of the palettes that I'm taking are more Frozen kind of themed. And so starting with the Polar Express, this one is a really beautiful palette. I am mostly taking this one for the blues, the whites, and this beautiful silver shimmer. And then also I'm planning to use some of these red shades over here and a little bit more of the neutrals also. So this one I'm going to use a couple of different times on the trip. It's a pretty versatile palette, and I think is going to be really nice for all the looks that I'm wanting to create, especially for, like I said, more of those kind of Frozen themed nights. So, and then we'll get this one packed away. The next one is another kind of Frozen themed palette. This is the Winter Wonderland from Cosmic Beauty. This is such a good palette. I absolutely love this color story, and I just think it is absolutely gorgeous. This one is just so rich and pigmented. The shades in here are absolutely beautiful, and I'm really excited on the cruise. I'm going to be especially wearing this shade. It's called Atmosphere. It is a really beautiful shifty shade from kind of a teal sort of bluish green shade into purple. It is absolutely gorgeous, so I'm really excited to wear that one on the cruise, as well as some of those blues and purples. So that one's going to be really pretty for our Alaskan cruise. The last palette that I'm taking is the Come Play With Us palette. This one is from Bella Beauté Bar, and this one is such a fun palette based on The Shining, and I just love this color story and the quality of these shadows. They are so pretty, and so I'm definitely going to be dipping a lot into these reds. Of course, it's a Disney cruise, so I do want to really play on the red, and then I'll be probably using some of those blues as well. So I'm really excited to jump into this palette and get to use it again. I absolutely love using this one. And this one is a little bit more, because it is The Shining, is a little bit more of a kind of winter themed palette. So those are all 5 of the palettes that I'm taking on this cruise. And then I'm going to go ahead and start packing all the rest of my just kind of base makeup that I'm going to use pretty much every day. So typically when I start out my makeup, I start out with my hyaluronic acid, and this one I get from Good Molecules, and so I usually start out with that. I'll probably get a Ziploc baggie and put that in just to make sure that it doesn't have any spillage or breakage as we're going on the flight in my carry-on. And then also from Good Molecules, I have a lightweight daily moisturizer. This one is really good. It's really nice and hydrating. So I'm going to take that, and that's just part of my daily skincare routine. And then I've got a no filter primer. This is from ColourPop. This one I got on sale, I believe at Target a couple of years ago. I am starting to run a little bit more low on it, and I do believe this is a discontinued product, but I do really like it. I don't use a whole lot at a time, so I think I'll have plenty for our trip, and I'm going to take that to use with my foundation and other products. And then typically I do kind of a trio of things when I put my foundation on. I use an Ulta Beauty moisturizing complexion stick. So I'm going to take this, and this is in the shade Fair Cool. It's just a really nice light shade. So I'm going to use that on the cruise. That's something I use in my daily skincare routine. And then I use the Complexion Crush medium coverage foundation. This is in the shade Light Cool. This is also from Ulta Beauty. And then I combine that also with an Ulta Beauty Inner Glow Illuminating Lotion. This is really nice, and it adds just a little bit of lightness to your look. This bottle is almost empty. I actually do have another one that I picked up a little while back that I haven't used just yet. It is unopened. They changed the packaging a little bit. It's darker now. It's the same product, so I'm going to take an extra with me in case I run out. And then just in case I need it, I also have a full coverage concealer from Ulta Beauty, and I'm going to package that as well. This is also in the shade Fair Cool. So those are all of kind of my base sort of liquid products that I use. Once I've applied my foundation, and I'm going to toss in my beauty blender as well that I use for all of those. Once I do that, then I go in with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Loose Setting Powder, and this is in the shade Soft Pink. It's a really nice setting powder, and so I'm going to toss that in there. And then I've got just one of those little foam applicators for that from Ulta Beauty. So I'm going to toss that in there as well. For my bronzer, I'm just taking one bronzer. This is from Ulta Beauty Collection Oh My Glow Baked Bronzer. And this one is really nice. I really like it. It's kind of got a little bit of a mixture of kind of shades in here, so it adds a lot of texture and dimension to the face and really provides a nice glow. This is in the shade Light to Medium. And then for my blushes, since I am wearing several different shades throughout the trip, I'm going to be doing a few different combinations of some shades. And so the first one that I've got here is from Cosmic Beauty. This was from their Christmas collection. This is in the shade Nutmeg. It's a really beautiful rich brown shade. It's got a little bit of kind of redness in there. It's very pretty. And so this is a nice kind of cream blush. And then typically I go over top that one with this blush here. This is from, I just picked this up at the Dollar Tree. It's from Be Pure. It's essentially ageless, luminizing blush, and it doesn't really have a shade name on it, but it is just kind of a nice dark, sort of neutral, slightly purple kind of blush. It's really pretty, and it goes really nicely with that brown shade. I have a couple of blushes that I picked up recently from Ulta Beauty. These are their BFF blushes, and they are a cream blush and then a powder blush kind of combination in one package. They're really nice, and I actually have not opened or used the purple one. I just bought that a couple days ago, but the red one I've really been enjoying. It's very pigmented and very pretty. The red one is called Heart to Heart is the shade name, and then the purple is called Ride or Die. And so I'm going to take both of those so that I've got some cream and some powder blushes that I can use that are really pigmented and are going to go nicely with some of the looks that I make. And then I'm also taking my blush from the Rem Beauty Wicked collection. This is pink. It's their Cherry Blossom blushes. This one is really pretty, and it's got 3 different shades in there, and I typically just use all 3 of them. I start with the light, move to the medium, and then add a little bit of glow with that other one. So I'm going to take that one as well. For my highlighters, I'm going to take a couple of highlighters that are from the Wet n Wild Disney Villains collection that came out. And so I'm going to take this one. This is in the shade Unpredictable. It's a really pretty pink kind of jelly highlighter. So I've got this one, and then I also have another one that's a little bit lighter. This is the shade Cast Spell. And this one is a little bit more of kind of a gold white kind of shade. It's got a little bit of my foundation in there from having applied with it, so it looks a little bit darker, but it's more of a light kind of gold shade. And then I've got 2 of the NYX Buttermelt highlighters. I've got the green one. That one is called Butter Mint. And then the purple one, this one is called Number One Butter, or NO1 Butter. So that's the purple one. And then this is the minty one. And then one last highlighter that I'm taking, this is also from Wet n Wild. It was from their Alice in Wonderland collection, the Curiouser and Curiouser palette. And this one's really cute. It's got a few different shades in here. You can see I've definitely loved and used this one a lot. It's got a white, a pink, a silver, and a gold. So it's got a little bit of variety that you can choose from on that one. And then I've also got my eye primers. So I've got my Ulta Beauty Pigment Pop eye primer. If you watch any of my tutorials and content, you know that I love this eye primer. It's a beautiful white and really helps to make your pigments pop. So I'm going to take that one. This is a brand new bottle. The other one I have that I usually use is running a little bit low, so I just wanted to take a brand new one so I don't run out on the trip. And then, of course, I'm also taking my NYX Glitter Primer, and I'm going to use that with all of my beautiful shimmers. I'm kind of going in no particular order. I mean, that's generally how I apply my makeup, but just kind of grabbing things that are next to me and then just kind of fitting them in where there's space. I also have my eyebrow product from Mad Love. This is their brow stamp, and this one is really nice. I really enjoy getting to use this. This is the shade Nearly Black, which I dye my hair black, so this is the shade that I use. You can see it's pretty dark, but it's not completely black, so it definitely doesn't look unnatural, which I really, really like. This is a brand new bottle I just got. I just ran out of the other one that I had, so I'll have a fresh one for the trip. And then I've got all of my stamps in here in the little pouch, but this is the one that I usually use on a daily basis, so I'm going to take that one with me as well. And I'm just going to drop both of those in there, zip that up, and toss it in my bag. And then I am also going to be taking some brushes, of course, for applying my makeup. So I've got some products from the Alice in Wonderland Wet n Wild collection. This is one of their smaller brushes. This is what I use for my highlighters. And then I've got this larger, kind of more angled brush. This is what I use for my bronzer. And then I usually use this one from the Wet n Wild Scooby-Doo collection. It's the same as that angled one from the Alice in Wonderland, but I use this one usually for my blushes. And then I use this one from Real Techniques for my cream blushes usually. And then I tend to use this larger Real Technique brush for that that Wicked Rem blush. I think the large rounded shape is really good for those kind of circular pink pans, so it works really well with that. Some other brushes that I'm going to take, I've got a few from the Spyboticer Palettopoli collection. I usually use these in a lot of my videos, so I'm going to take those and just use those to apply my eyeshadow. I've got a concealer brush from Sephora that I'm going to use with that bottle of concealer that we packed earlier. I've got a detailing brush from Real Techniques that I use quite often for inner corner highlights. I've got a couple of Ulta Beauty Collection brushes, just a flat shadow brush and an angled brush. And then I have another one from Sephora. This is just kind of a small flat detailing brush, and I use that sometimes for fine details on my eyebrows when I feel like I need that. So I wanted to have that just in case I need it. And then I am also packing some eyeliner pens. I've got a white from NYX. It's just a pure white. I have another one from NYX that is called Turquoise Storm. This one is really pretty, and it's going to go really well with that Winter Wonderland palette. And then the other one from NYX is in the shade Pink Spirit. This is a really beautiful, really bright pink that's going to go really nicely with the Summer Wing palette. I've got my Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Liquid Liner that I use for my cat eyes, so I'm going to take that and planning hopefully to do cat eyes most days of the trip. I've got my Ulta Beauty Automatic Eyeliner in Matte Black. I use that to tightline usually and sometimes in the lower waterline. And then I've got another automatic eyeliner from Ulta. This is Royal Blue Shimmer. And then a gel eyeliner from Ulta. This is in the shade Buff Babe. It's just a beautiful nude. I've got a Color Punch automatic eyeliner from Ulta in the shade Lovely Lilac. Another Color Punch in Majestic Mint. And the last one is another one of those Color Punch ones. It is in the shade Blissful Blue. So I'm taking all those eyeliners, and then I am packing two different mascaras. I've got my Maneater Waterproof Mascara in black, and then I also have another one from Tarte. This is their Tartelette XL, and this is a tubing mascara that I've recently started trying, and I really like that one a lot. I think it'll be really nice, especially on formal night and frozen night when I want a little bit more of a dramatic look. Speaking of dramatic eyelashes, I am going to take a couple of falsies. I'm going to take this one from Ione. This is a halfling lash, and this is Baby Fox Curls Half Lashes. And then I'm going to take these from Kiss. They are so wispy. It's just a little set of eyelashes that I can take and just have if I just want a little bit of extra pizzazz. Of course, with those, I'm going to take my my lash glue. This is from Eyelure. And then I'm going to take some lip products on the cruise, on the trip. So I've got a few different automatic lip liners from Ulta Beauty Collection. I have this one. This is in the shade Fuchsia. I've got this one in the shade Chocolate. It's a beautiful brown. And then I have this one in the shade Ruby Red, and this is just a beautiful, bright, rich red. And then for my lip products, my lip glosses and things, I am taking this one from the ColourPop Stranger Things collection. This is in the shade Run. And then a NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Sugar High. I have another NYX Butter Gloss. This is in the shade Marshmallow. It's a beautiful purple. I'm taking a Ulta Beauty Collection lipstick. This is in the shade Cherry Picked. It's a beautiful red shade. And then I have a Milani lipstick. This is in the shade Petal. It's a nice kind of sort of coral type pink shade. It's really, really pretty, and it's definitely one of my favorites in terms of formula. I have an Spyboticer liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Manifest. And then this is from La Mercerie. This is just a pink lip gloss that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. It does not have a shade name on there, but it's just kind of a medium pink shade. I do have just a few kind of grooming tools that I'm going to take. I've got just a little electric razor. This is from, I think the brand is Yes. I've had this so long, all of the names have kind of faded off of there, but I'm going to take that. I've got just a little pair of scissors for eyebrow trimming. I've got a pair of nail clippers, And then I've got a pair of tweezers. And then I've got a little bottle of travel setting spray from Ulta Beauty Collection. This is their matte veil setting spray. And then my last two items, I am going to take a little makeup headband. This one is a Mickey headband, so it's super cute. It's got little Mickey ears on it. I'm really excited to get to wear that on our cruise. And then of course the last thing I'm going to take is just a mirror. This is one that I got from Andrea Marie Cosmetics, and this was a little gift that came with a purchase, but it's going to be a great mirror to take just to be able to see when I'm applying my product. So that is everything. We can go ahead and close up the bag and get ready to go on our trip. I hope that you enjoyed taking a look at my packing process and everything that I included in my bag. And so let's go ahead and just wrap up the video. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and taking the time to hang out with me as we pack my makeup for our Disney Alaskan cruise. And I would love to hear from you in the comments below. What are some of your makeup travel tips and tricks? I would love to know what are some travel size products that you just can't live without when you're on a trip, or what are some tips and tricks that you have for planning your makeup for a trip, and what are some things that you like to do when you are packing. I would just love to hear anything and everything about how you just pack lightly, how you pack efficiently, what your process is. I would just love to hear all of that in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you would like to see more makeup content, or if you'd like to stay tuned for my Chatty Get Ready With Me series on our Alaskan Disney cruise, then definitely consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you here with me through that series, and I would love to share more pictures and videos from our trip. Until next time, let's be kind to each other, beautiful to ourselves, and never afraid to make up the rules.